Hi, and welcome to Milgat Farms. Beautiful day as ever on the farm. Check it out. Nice and pretty. The leaves are mostly off the trees now. It's just about time to get in the woods and do our maple syrup lines. It's kind of chilly. We've had a few frosts of snow here and there. All in all, it's been pretty good. At different times of the month, and maybe we don't do it every single month, but we do have to clean our stove out from time to time. Either the bottom of the stove, or we got to clean the top of the stove out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, there's no logs in there. It's a lot of ash. That ash needs to come out. I'm gonna push some stuff down in here in just a minute, and then we're gonna go get a couple of broken or cut in half 55-gallon drums, and we're gonna scoop all this out, and then we're gonna start our fire over again. Really, all I need to do is just get what's gonna burn combustible down into the hole, and this thing's gonna keep going for a little bit longer. But really, there isn't much left in there to burn. Now we gotta go find that 55-gallon drum that I cut in half, empty it, and then come over here with a flat shovel so we can put all this coal and everything else in here into that drum. Once that's done, we'll restart our fire. And like most days on the farm, there's always something going on. This morning, I worked on Emily's drum carder. That was kind of fun. Had to do some soldering on that. Had to get creative on it too, because the soldering gun didn't want to work. So I had to take my torch, heat the soldering gun, and then I could do it. I've been down to the farm stand a couple of times, and people are enjoying our freeze-dried apples. So I made up some more labels. We're gonna go up and label some apples, and then we're gonna get the stove fixed, and then put some apples in the farm stand. So I'm not sure what's going on with the farm stand, but our apples, our regular apples, our freeze-dried apples, and our eggs, man, they're selling out like hotcakes. Emily asked me to pick up some cream cheese out of the refrigerator. I'm sure I'm gonna forget that on the way back. All right, here we are. Freeze dryer it needs to defrost. I'm gonna have to plug that thing up and put it in defrost mode. But it needs to really get all that water out of it. There we go. Let's just run it out. Here are our big bags for our freeze-dried apples, and those are little bags over there. And then every now and again we have some extras that are kind of neat. And I make some thick ones, much thicker than normal. You can probably see them right there. And these we just save for friends, and we eat them whenever we get hungry. Recently I did my apples, and then I added some cinnamon to them, and then freeze-dried them. And I think it tastes pretty good. I made up some labels. I made them up from Avery labels. These are clear ones. And that's all we really need to do, unless we get too big into this, and then we're probably gonna have to get some professionally made labels. The trick to this is not crushing those apples that are in there, because they are really, really dry. They taste like chips. I think we could use a bigger label for these bags, but I think that's all we're gonna do for now. These seem to work okay. Ideally, it'd be cool to put the labels on before I do this, but I always forget. We got 2 more labels. I got a whole bunch more bags. I'm gonna make up some more labels. I don't think I've got any more label stock. All right, guys. So all these are gonna go into the farm stand. These are gonna go in the burn pile. Actually, we're gonna throw those away. All right, I'm gonna come back later and get those. Right now, let's go get the stove done. Came in here yesterday. It was probably towards the end of the day, and no doors were open. Probably 5 or 6 chickens in the barn. I wonder if they spent the night in there. Let's see. Oh, that's what that thing is. I've been looking for that for a couple days. That's one of the cages that we use whenever we're processing chickens. Also, I've been taking my chickens out at night, out of the red barn, putting them on the pasture. So that thing works really well. But we need this space for those 2 55-gallon drums. My gloves are not in here. I really love the way this thing starts every time. Get that shovel now. This game is best played with a square tip. Oh! While a round tip would probably work nice, you're gonna dig in there, the square tips can get everything in the corners. You guys can smell this. The wood that the guys came over and helped me with on Saturday, it smells so good. It's fresh cut oak and walnut. No, not walnut. It's fresh cut oak. There's some hickory in there, and there's some, what else? Maple. There's another one in there. Locust. That's my favorite. And it smells so good. Look at this, guys. So that was a full triaxle load of wood. That's the last of the wood that was sitting right here. Right over here, these are our barrels. So we're gonna have to dump these guys, and then I'm just gonna dump them right where they are, and then we're gonna use the barrels to clean the stove. So we can definitely use all those ashes in the garden, but right now I don't have time to put them in the garden. So we just dumped it. We'll go back and get it at a later date and probably add these to it as well. But these are gonna have to sit for probably 3 or 4 days to make sure that they're still not smoldering. Oh man, this is gonna stink. All right. So you probably ask me, why do I heat my house this way? And the answer is really simple. It's cost. So we have a lot of trees on the farm, most of which are just deadfall, and we don't have to cut any trees down for firewood. Now, when we first got here, we used our fireplace and we put a thing called a heatilator in it, which drew the air in from the bottom and blew it out on one side or something along that lines. It heated up inside the fireplace and it worked pretty well until one day one of the logs rolled out, hit the fireplace glass. It exploded, went all over the living room, and we were lucky that the log didn't fall on our floors. So it was probably that day or the next day I called Mark over at Highland Stove, our outdoor furnace stove guy, and they came over and hooked us up. We waited probably a couple of weeks after that, but we got this stove so it would heat our house and our entire barn. It's a monster of a stove. You would never want something this size for just a house this big. It's oversized. But since we're gonna heat both places, not all the time up there, but some of the time for sure, especially during Maple Festival when we do our tours. That way people can come into a warm building, right? Well, we got a bigger one. And the other thing that really is cool about this stove is that it heats all of our domestic hot water, meaning we will never run out of hot water as long as there's firewood in here, right? Ah, I got stuff in my eyes again. So although I have got a little bit of maintenance to do on this stove, it's not that bad. And maybe about once a month or so, I'll come out here. I got to clean the bottom once every 2 weeks, and once every, I don't know, 4 to 8 weeks, I may have to come in, pull all my ashes out of here and start over fresh. And sometimes I don't have to do it for the whole winter. That's not so bad, especially for the amount of heat that we can generate. Since we got a little bit of a wind, I'm gonna take advantage of that and get as much out of here as I can. It won't blow on me so bad, maybe. All right, this is the underside of it, and once we cleaned out the top, we put a lot of ash down in the tube, so we're gonna pull that out, and then we're gonna get some wood. All right, that's a lot of ash. All right, let's get this out of here. I'm probably all covered in dust. We need to go get some wood, some small wood, some cardboard, and the secret ingredient. I like to stack it crisscross. I think it gives it a little bit more air. And that air will help it get started better. There you go. All right, guys. This is my special sauce. All right, for the special sauce, you guys remember 2 all beef patty special sauce, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun? Who was that? Or what company did that? In this case, my special sauce is old used motor oil that we gotta throw away and a little bit of diesel mixed in right here in my jug. And I sprinkle a little bit of that on it, and then I use my torch here. I'm gonna fire it up with a torch. A little bit just to get it going. Where you girls going? They're boogieing. Now to get it going, open up your fish. We got a little bit of flame, but it needs to be a lot of flame. So we're gonna have to hang out here for about 10 minutes so that when this thing kind of goes on its normal mode of being off because I left the arm on too long, I'm gonna cycle the arm back, turn it back on. We got another 10 minutes or so of that air blowing through it in hopes to get that thing started. The problem is the stove is at its normal temperature, which is 180 degrees. And as a result, it's not coming on. It's just gonna stay idle. And then the fire won't get lit. So we need to get that fire going, then we can go off and do something else.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I cycled it so I can go up to the bar and get something done for the next 5 or 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna come back down and cycle it again. Tonight I'm gonna need that guy so I can get my last 7 or so chickens out of the barn and my feed buckets. And maybe a couple more pieces of wood. All right, I'll take you. Get in that basket. Oh, right in the box. What's the luck of that? Oh, that's got my back. Have a good apple. No. I'll eat it, but it's not a good apple for this adventure. Wow. It's kind of amazing how they just shine up so beautiful. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's $10 for change. There's that. Wow, somebody spent $40 with us. So here's our farm stand. If you've never seen it, it's pretty cool. We're right here on the road, so a lot of folks can see us. We have our maple syrup in here with different kinds. So that's our organic maple syrup, our coffee infused, our single barrel rye whiskey maple syrup, and then we have our organic at the top too, in decorative glasses. We've been doing a lot of freeze-dried apples. We have 2 sizes for those, and we do our fresh apples too. Over here, we have a battery. Actually, there's a battery inside the wall, and there's a PV panel on the other side. It charges it every night, every day, and our cooler stays cool, so we put fresh eggs in it. So these are extra apples. I'll take them up to the house. We're gonna cook them or eat them. I don't know, maybe I'll get that one in there too. Put down right there. These apples are heading back to the house. We're gonna have them for dinner probably, or maybe have them for breakfast. Gabriel always says, oh boy, customer. You stay away from me, sicko. Yeah. Was I here last time you came? Besides being in bed. That's a whole different ball game.
That was...
Did you get it bad?
It wasn't... Oh, it was long. It wasn't bad, but it was long. I'll let you get your chores.
All right, guys, have a good time. Enjoy yourself. I'm gonna actually be up at the barn in just a couple minutes, but I'll leave you alone. Do your thing.
Awesome.
Enjoy your time.
See ya.
See ya. That was our guest, Drew and Rebecca. They come here several times a year. Love to have them on the farm. Ooh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Every night I come down and check the water, and this is just a temporary hose that's lasted a year, and it waters down there too. You may not be able to see it. There's another water right down there for the cows. Already gotten the ducks done in the barn, outside the barn. Turkeys are done. I do gotta go put the chickens up in a little bit. Maybe get the eggs too. So the day is almost over. We got the farm stand taken care of. We got all the chickens out of the barn, which is pretty cool. Next we gotta move the ducks and the turkeys. And then the alpacas go back on pasture. And then we gotta clean that nasty thing out. Oh, that's gonna be a drag. We got the ducks outside the pasture done, or in the pasture rather. We also got, let's see, what else I get done? The turkeys and the chickens. I still gotta go down and do the chickens though. And the stove was clean. So all in all, it's been a pretty good afternoon. Thank you guys for just taking time to watch our videos. We really, really appreciate it. Consider, going to millgapfarms.com. Check out our place. It's pretty neat. We have a cool B&B here. And we also have some really delicious maple syrup. So I thank you guys for watching our videos. I'd say give me a thumbs up, but my hands are full right now. So do give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. We love your comments. They're very helpful. And until next time, God bless you guys. I'm gonna do it one more time with the arm. I'm not putting my apples on that. Boy, that thing's going pretty good, isn't it? Oh boy, that can't stay out here. Wow, that's heavy, whatever that is. I ought to put it in my wife's car. Let's see if our fire's still going. Our fire's still going. I don't see no fire in there. Ooh, it's a lot of smoke. I got a shovel. I'm gonna toss some of them coals in there. Going right there. That's not going to go anywhere.